The price of seeing too far. Why visionaries are often alone. Have you ever felt that the more you see beyond the surface, the more disconnected you become? That the deeper your insights, the fewer people truly understand you? It's not just a fleeting thought. There's a profound truth here. Society has always struggled with those who see too far, not because they're misguided, but because they uncover realities most would rather ignore. Think about this. The greatest minds in history, those who dared to question, to imagine, to see beyond, often walked a lonely path. Take Spinoza, the 17th century philosopher. He saw God not as a distant king, but as the very fabric of nature, a radical idea that got him excommunicated at 23. His community shunned him, fearing his clarity threatened their traditions. Or consider Hypatia, the ancient mathematician and philosopher of Alexandria. Her brilliance in astronomy and logic drew admiration, until it drew violence. In 415 AD, a mob unsettled by her intellect tore her apart, unable to bear a woman who saw so much. Even in more modern times, the pattern holds. Alan Turing, the father of modern computing, cracked the Enigma code, saving countless lives in World War II. But his visionary mind came at a cost. His unconventional ideas and identity led to persecution, and he died alone, a genius society couldn't fully embrace. These visionaries weren't wrong. They were simply ahead, seeing truths others weren't ready to face. The philosopher Kierkegaard once wrote, "The crowd is untruth." He believed that true insight often sets you apart because the majority clings to what's comfortable, not what's real. When you see too far, whether it's Spinoza's pantheism, Hypatia's cosmic order, or Turing's digital future, you challenge the status quo. And that makes people uneasy. It's not your fault. It's human nature. We crave certainty, not the unsettling expanse of new ideas. But why does this isolation happen? Let's dig into the psychology. Humans are wired for belonging. We seek tribes, shared beliefs, a sense of safety. When someone like you sees beyond the tribe's horizon, it feels like a betrayal. Your clarity becomes a mirror, reflecting what others avoid, their own fears, their own limits. Nietzsche understood this. He called it the pathos of distance. The higher you climb in thought, the farther you stand from the crowd. I've felt this myself, and maybe you have too. When I first read Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra, I was electrified by the idea of the overman, someone who creates their own values, unbound by society's rules. But sharing that with friends, they looked at me like I'd lost my mind. "Why can't you just enjoy life?" they'd say. I felt a chasm grow between us, not because I was wrong, but because I saw something they couldn't yet grasp. So, what does this mean for us? If you're someone who thinks deeply, who sees beyond the ordinary, know this. Your solitude isn't a curse, it's a sign of your vision. The same clarity that isolates you also lights the way for others, even if they don't see it now. Spinoza's ideas shaped modern philosophy. Hypatia's legacy inspired generations of women in science. Turing's work gave us the digital age. Their loneliness bore fruit for humanity. Here's the challenge, though. Don't let isolation turn to despair. Use it. Let it fuel your search for truth. As Kierkegaard said, to venture causes anxiety, but not to venture is to lose oneself. Your vision, your questions, they're worth the cost. And who knows? Maybe one day the world will catch up to what you see. So, I'll leave you with this. If you feel alone in your thoughts, you're in good company. The greatest minds have been there. Keep seeking, keep seeing, even if it sets you apart. Because in that distance, you're not just finding truth, you're creating a path for others to follow. What about you? Have you ever felt isolated by your own insights? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. If this resonated, hit that like button, subscribe for more philosophical deep dives, and ring the bell so you don't miss a thing. Let's keep exploring the big questions together.